First thing, I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight. At this time of the year, I know it's hard to find any time in your schedule with everything going on. You know, it's the holiday season. We're always running in 50 different directions, especially at my house. So I thank you for taking your time out of your schedule to come and enjoy the students' musical offerings that they're going to play for you this evening. The students have worked very hard to give you a great performance tonight, and I think you will go home with a little more holiday cheer, right? As you know, to kind of help you prepare for the upcoming holiday season. Please ask you right now not to put your phones away, because I know all of you are recording. Just make sure they're on silent if you don't mind, so that we don't have any extra musical effects that don't belong in the music. So just make sure they're on silent and record until your heart's content, because these kids are going to be excited to see it later on. Yep, she's back there, so I want to make sure. Tonight's performance, if you want to enjoy the concert as this, it is being recorded by Miss Lisa Forsythe, who's hiding back there in the booth. She does a great job doing this for us, out of the kindness of her heart. She uploads all of these to the McNairy Central YouTube page for you to enjoy. Make sure you subscribe. That we have lots of you guys there. And anytime you want to go back, you can watch this year's concert, previous years. It's a great archive for us to have, and we're very appreciative of her for creating that for us. Looking back there to make sure, we may have sold it all, I don't know. If we haven't, if you have fruit at your house, because it's the holiday season and band wouldn't be banned without us selling something, hopefully you've gotten the fruit. I don't know if there's any boxes left or not, but if there are, please buy them so we don't have to do anything with them, because everybody has to have their vitamin C for the holidays. We all get a little pale. I know I do. The group before you, in all their shiny and excited glory, because backstage was like herding a bunch of cats, both audibly and visually, is our combined band from Bethel, Selmer, and Raymer. These students have been playing for roughly about 4 months or so, and they're very excited, and some of them are slightly nervous, to show you how far they have progressed in such a short time. They'll be under the direction of say behind me, Mr. Radcliffe, who is one of the instructors at Raymer and Selmer. As they perform for you, there'll be a short intermission after they're done to set up for our 7th and 8th grade group. I hope you'll stay for the entire concert. It's not a very long program, and you won't have to listen to me talk all night long, because you came to listen to music. We're going to change up very quickly from one ensemble to the next. I hope you'll stay and see, especially if you're a new member to this band environment, because I know there are parents on here who are sports people. I wasn't one, sorry. And you know, you're new to this and you're like, what's going on? I'm supposed to clap now? Look, this is a friendly place. Enjoy what you hear, be appreciative of what these kids have done, and just have a great time. That's what it's all about, right? We'll let them perform for you. Mr. Radcliffe will talk. During the intermission, while these bands are switching out, I have ensembles to play back here. These are our high school kids. Enjoy that music, give you a little bit of entertainment while we're switching out. We'll continue quickly. So, thank you for coming. Here's Mr. Radcliffe and the 6th grade band.
Like Mr. Forte said, I work at both Raymer and Selmer during the day. And so I've gotten to get to know a lot of these kids, and I've really enjoyed getting to work with these 6th graders, getting to start them on their instruments. And I'm sure you as parents have realized that they've probably come a long way from the first time they pulled the instrument out and played it. But for those of you who don't have a student up here, I kind of want to help you get the idea of what it's like starting with the beginner. So at the very first day of band, everybody pulls out their instrument, we learn how to put them together, and by then we're about out of time. So the only thing we really have left to do, or have enough time to do, is play one note. They put the whole instrument together, they're excited, they're like, I gotta play it, I gotta play it. And it typically ends up sounding like this. And then the class ends and they pack everything up and they leave and they're like, well, maybe this wasn't a good idea. So eventually, after a few more days, we end up learning how to play our instrument, and it sounds a little bit more like this. learn a second note, and a third note, and a fourth note, and so on and so on. And then now I think we know 6 notes. And that's just enough notes that we can play a couple Christmas songs. So I hope you enjoy our Christmas songs that we prepared for you. Next piece is our hard piece. This is the most challenging piece of the 3 that we have. And what you'll notice is this isn't one part. It's not everybody playing the same thing. They're split up into 2 groups, and each of them plays a different part that harmonizes together. And then we go back and we play it again, and they switch. So they play the other part. So it was a lot of work to put this together. They did really, really well, and I think you're really going to enjoy our last piece, Jingle Bells.
Time is 4 minutes. On stage now is our 7th and 8th grade group from both, again, Raymer, Selmer, and Bethel. I'm not going to say a lot because these guys have been doing this for either 2 years or 3 years. So the group should be a little better, right? Yeah! Except for the weird ones in the back. Those are scrubs. We just threw them out. We got a couple of really old middle school kids sitting in here with us tonight. Really old. You want to take the time to make sure you know who worked with these guys. At Bethel is my wife, Miss Gina. I don't know where she's hiding at. She is the director at Bethel, and I help her out. At the middle school is Miss Rebecca Kerr and Mr. Radcliffe, and I kind of show up occasionally. And then Mr. Radcliffe is out at Raymer. So we're bouncing around the county all day long, trying to get music ready with these kids, and they're going to amaze you with what they can do tonight. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Radcliffe, and that's it. And again, after we're done, be a sharp change out. We'll take a few minutes and be ready to go for the next one. a triangle once. So we're trying to give these guys an opportunity, and so we have, this is our 7th grade group at Selmer Middle School who Mr. Radcliffe had the opportunity to work with, and our goal in the spring is to kind of expand this out. This was kind of a testing ground. So these guys are going to play for you in a few minutes, as soon as Mr. Radcliffe finds the music. That wasn't me. And then after that, we'll have the high school percussion will set up. It'll be really quick. The high school group you're going to see that's going to have played, they scored really high on their scale juries that we use. So those guys will play for you, and then we'll switch over to the high school. Like I said, we're pretty quick about switching out. We're even faster when we have the music with us. He thinks he's special just because he has a red coat. Notice he's not listening, which is good. Oh, only in music can you have this kind of fun.
Time in the day, I would do a percussion ensemble with like 6th grade, 7th grade, everywhere. Selmer's really lucky. We have a whole bunch of time in class, and this group specifically really wanted to do something extra. So I pulled this piece out. We learned it during class while learning all of their extra Christmas music as well. So big round of applause for these three for going above and beyond. And I would also just like to reiterate, I did not leave their music in the car. I was just giving you guys a second to breathe. But this is the first Noel.
So now I have to talk for a second, let our percussion run around. First off, thank you all guys for staying. Happy to have you. Like I said, hopefully this gets you a little bit more in the spirit. Our changes are pretty quick, because I know you're hot and tired and ready to go home, because I'm sweating a lot. You don't want to have me spray you. Because the front row is always fussing about that. That's what they get to be, in the front row. Being in band is more than practicing and playing an instrument. It's my belief that band programs give students self-discipline and responsibility to themselves and those around them. You know, they're up here, and yes, they are playing music, and yes, I work them pretty hard. But if there's no place else that they don't have that opportunity, you know, I believe that once they leave here in this program, that they are going to be great members of society because they're going to stand up for what they think is right, and that's based on hard work. And there's nothing that they know that we work hard. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, you should. A portion of the proceeds tonight, because everybody's like, well, we pay $3. You know, $3 is $3. But a portion of that goes towards our Brooke Hope Scholarship, which we offer every year to a graduating senior in band. So I just want to let you know where some of those proceeds go. It's a recurring thing. We've been doing that now for 11, 12 years, and it's a great opportunity for a student. And remember, it's a student that we once had who passed away. So I'm letting you know where some of that money goes. The rest of it pays for everything that we break on a regular basis or need to buy. And yeah, Keegan would be a perfect example of that. At least the staples are out. At least he practiced. I'll give him credit for that. Ask the story later. It's really funny. So I'm going to stop talking now and we'll let them reach in. We're going to play our second tune for you. It's Greensleeves. And look, you don't need me to talk about the music and stuff. It's all in the program. I hope you take the time to read through it. It gives more in-depth, you know, what's going on with each piece. Also in your programs, because I know you're like me, some of you parents like to keep this stuff. In the back of the program is all our upcoming events. Make sure you're there for some of those things. It's a great opportunity for you to support the kids up on the stage and for them to see. It's the best way to get around. Next piece we'll play is Green Seeds after we do a quick tune. Sleeves. is a very challenging piece. It's one of our standard lit pieces that colleges, high schools across the country play. It's a very challenging piece. There's a lot of demand in there because they're kind of sitting by themselves having to play. When we first started this, they were kind of scared about it, but they've really come a long way, and I'm very proud of how they just play. Yeah. Every year I get from my wife and my mother-in-law that I need to play what I call the Christmas cheese, which is, the stuff you listen to on the radio. You don't hear that version of Green City and you're like, oh, I just feel spirited and excited. The next one's just some Christmas fluff to enjoy. And I always mix it up, because I don't remember the name of it. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Sounds just like it does on the radio. So, this one you can tap your toes along with and enjoy. A little more spirited now? I don't, I feel sweaty. Before Miss Wendy starts, a couple of things, because we have one more piece to play for you. First up, I want to say thank you to all of you sitting out here. Whether you're a faculty member at one of the schools for these kids, whether you're a parent, whether you're a grandparent, whether you're just a friend, a next door neighbor, whatever. Thank you for supporting these students. It's up to you to make sure that these students have a great educational experience. And it can't happen without you. Because we can perform all day long, but unless we have someone to perform for, it's kind of like playing a brick wall. Literally. So, thank you for coming out and enjoying this with us tonight. Every one of you matters to us. Thank you. She's getting angry with me. Secondly, I'd like all my old fogies, my seniors, to stand. Every year I say this, I get to watch these kids grow up. A lot of stay standing, calm down. A lot of teachers, they see their students for 1 year, 1 semester. I watch these kids grow up, little 6th graders, when they were really annoying, like what you just saw, like I said, herding cats. It's more like, yeah. Anyway, they're slightly more grown up, and I feel like they're more ready to go out in the world. But it means a lot to me to watch these kids grow up in this program and see where they go. And you as parents, you get to see that evolution, just like you do. And tonight's concert is a perfect example of that. You see their beginnings and you see their ends. And hopefully that's not the culmination of their experiences, and they're going to continue on with some form of music, because music never stops, right? Even if you're old, like me, and you can't hear as good in one ear, you can still appreciate what's played for you. So, thank you, seniors. You can now sing.
I need the other directors up front, please. I've never come up and talked very long, but tonight, this is my last time to do this, so I've got something special I want to say about these guys over here. If there's any teachers in the room, you know that teachers are never paid enough for what they do. Many of them take a lot of work home. They spend nights at the classroom, away from their family. They work hard. And I can testify, because I am one, we don't get paid enough to do some of the things we do. These guys are no exception. They go above and beyond what their pay grade calls for and spend time with our children. They turn them into some of the most amazing musicians, leaders, and young adults. And they send them on their way, as my senior will go this year, missing them, whether she knows it or not yet. And one thing I wanted to say personally, if I had to share a memory as 10 years plus as a band mom with 4A and recently with the Radcliffes, it makes my heart very happy every time we travel with these kids and somebody says, "Gosh, your kids are so well behaved. They have such great manners. They're so polite compared to the other kids." But we all know if those rowdy heathens didn't have the leadership they have, they would act like those other rowdy heathens we see at band competitions. So we owe thanks to these guys for that. So I would like for you to join me in thanking these guys and Miss Curry, Miss Gina, wherever they may be hiding, for all that they do for our kids. Note, and I'll shut up, we have a Teacher of the Year among us, Miss Carrie Radcliffe.
So you can tell we have a good time, right? Because I'm looking at my card right here and it says Daddy on it. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm very appreciative of having the opportunity to work here. You know, I look out at this room as I'm about to play this last song, and I see faces that have kids in band now, and I feel really old. But I wouldn't go anywhere else. This is a great place to be a musician, to be an educator, especially working with these kids. People ask me all the time, why don't I go somewhere else? Sure, number one, it's definitely not for the money. It's because of these kids and working with a community that really supports them. So, thank you. And that's enough with the spiel for the night, because I've stepped in my soapbox way too many times tonight. We're going to end with one final thing. You notice in that program, it is a standard band tune, Sleigh Ride. You can't turn on the radio with at least hearing it 20 times, especially 107.7 The Star, Christmas Star, right? 20 times I heard it this morning when I was baffled to hear it. So we're going to end with that. It's a great tune to end the holiday on. Hopefully you'll tap your toes along. If you want to go ride on the sleigh, feel free. I told the kids today, our sleigh's going to go a little bit faster, because if you've ever been on a sleigh ride, they're really slow and boring. So this is going to be hopefully a slightly more exciting sleigh ride. Thank you. hope you have a safe and a Merry Christmas. Be safe going home tonight. Thank y'all for being a great audience.